Hello again, I am Jim Bob and welcome back to F1 Manager 23 on the PS5. Tonight it's round 8. We're heading to Barcelona for the Spanish Grand Prix. So welcome back to our potentially short-lived McLaren series. The vote is still live on the channel. There's a couple of days left tonight and tomorrow. At the end of tomorrow night's stream, Friday night, we will be reviewing the results and determining whether or not we continue with McLaren for the rest of this season or whether we just scrap everything, start afresh with a brand new hardcore stream from day one. So if you haven't already cast your vote, you still have time to do that, and that will determine the future that we take with this series. Speaking of this series, we really kind of need to improve on things from last night, because that was bad. we had a real chance of some really good points and a really strong fight back from Norris, and then he put it in the wall. I got a bit mental and boxed Ocon when I really shouldn't have for fresh tyres, which in the end weren't as fresh as they could have been, and we threw away an absolute crap ton of points. So yeah, not the best of results at Monaco, but it's Barcelona now, and I'm feeling a little more confident. We know we've got decent weather for tonight's race, and I'm pretty sure the cars are relatively good to go. I'm going to quickly check, make sure everything is equipped after the damage that we incurred. Chassis are good, front wings are still the originals, rear wings are good, side pods are good, underfloors are good, and suspensions are good, although we are a little short on those now. What are we building right now? We're 11 days away from an underfloor being ready to be manufactured, 16 days for the front wing. We are building some more suspensions, good. Got a couple more rear wings on the way, or one more rear wing on the way, because one of them that's on the car is about to break. So when that gets replaced after today, we will still have 2 spares, and that'll be probably it for rear wings for the rest of this season, or at least for a long time anyway. Let's see, chassis, we've got one more chassis coming as well. No need to make anything else just yet, and we've got a couple of research projects on the go as well. Right, let's take a look at where our car sits going into tonight's race. According to this, first in top speed, 9th in DRS, 11th in acceleration. So those two stats, not the greatest. Our cornering isn't too bad, 5th, 7th and 10th. Yeah, it's an interesting mix of corners on this circuit as well. So we will be using all 3 of those. Medium speed is pretty important here, and ours isn't the greatest, so that could be a bit of an issue. And our dirty air tolerance is pretty average as well. Evening Victor, Baron and John. How did I do the training of my pit crew? Yours are always exhausted and you haven't got the pit stop time down. Let's see. It's the end of the month, almost. I think we've got a while until... Oh, it's the end. Yeah, okay, so it's 7 days away. Alright, let me see if I can kind of talk you through it. So let's go to pit crew. So there's a couple of different stats that you can pay attention to. You've got I can't really make any more changes at the moment. Well, I suppose I could. You've got on the right hand side your total for the month, and you always want to try and get it so that your guys are not, exhausted. So if that means taking time off, so be it. But you've also got the cumulative stat, and this is the one that's kind of important. So the cumulative stat is what determines how tired your guys are going into the Grand Prix itself. So this is where we are today, going into the Spanish Grand Prix. You can see they're a little tired, so that's reducing their time improvement a little bit. It's also slightly increasing the chance of a mistake, and the more tired they get, the more those stats degrade. So you can see the chance of a mistake goes up a little bit more, and it goes up a little bit more there, but it's still crucially in the tired category. Now if it were to step over that, then you would start to then see a big reduction. So you see, once they go into weary, all of a sudden the chance of a mistake shoots up. So it's a kind of when I first started doing pit crews, I used to just stick to the total pace and just train them up each month and trying to keep them no more than tired. Now I've started using the cumulative a lot more and planning out exactly how much training I can squeeze in before I need to ease them off again going into a race, because I was finding they were still making mistakes going into Grand Prix, and I didn't quite understand why, even though on paper, on the totals, it looked like they shouldn't be. And then I realised, looking at the cumulative thing, that their fatigue goes up on every day of a Grand Prix weekend, to the point where, as I said, if it trips over into weary, then the chance of that mistake goes way up. So I now plan around making sure that they've had enough rest just before a Grand Prix so that they are no more tired than 49% tired. Ideally a little bit less if possible, but I can't really go into it in too much more detail until we actually start planning out the next training schedule. So that might be tomorrow. It might be Monday. We shall see. Welcome, Daniel. So you've got F1 Manager now. I'm guessing you got that on Xbox Game Pass. I hope you have some fun with that. We are ready to go into tonight's race. We just need to set our performance targets for tonight. So let's go, starting off with 2 in the top 12. After last night's debacle of not even getting out of Q1, I would rather play it a little bit safer. We can try and get the fastest lap, and let's set up a new quali streak, and again we'll be conservative with this. We're going to go 2 in the top 12 for 5 races as opposed to 2 in the top 10. Right, we are ready to go racing.
Thank you for joining us for the Spanish Grand Prix here in Barcelona. The Circuit de Barcelona-Catalunya is familiar to every driver, with F1 and Junior Series often racing and testing here. It's a proving ground for aerodynamics, so many new car parts are brought to Barcelona to see how they can handle the track. Barcelona is a tricky circuit to balance. The technical corners demand high downforce, but that means adding stress to tyres and potentially limiting race strategies if teams go too far. The previous Grand Prix saw Sergio Perez pass the checkered flag in first place. There's no doubt that the Mexican will be eyeing up his next podium finish. Let's get on with the weekend.
Okay, let's get our cars out and into practice. So, we're going to go with the hard tyres. Let's start off by taking out the old engines and old gearboxes, or putting those in, rather. Can't do that with Norris because we killed it on his side. Yeah, well, we might squeeze a session out of that, but we'll leave this one in for now. We'll switch the gearbox in for practice 2. A little bit less running in that one. Right, we're going to go with 20 laps for Barcelona. Drop that pace setting down. Do the same for Ocon's car. There we go. And now we'll do the setup. So starting with Ocon, we're going to go with a 9.5, 14, a 6.4, a 3.40, and a 0.95. There we go. And for Norris, we're going to go with an 8, 14, a 7.3, a 3.4, and a 1. go. And I think I dropped the pace on him. Yes, I did. Right, let's send them out. How do you upgrade your car in F1 Manager? It's all down to your car development area. Again, it's kind of difficult to explain without really showing you. And I didn't have any availability to actually show you in the last, before we came into this race, because all of my slots are full. But you basically choose a part that you want to focus on. You've got 6 parts on the car. Your front wing, rear wing, chassis, suspension, side pods, and underfloor. So you pick one of those, and you try and make incremental gains with, with the resources that you have available. Better facilities will allow you to get bigger gains. And in your ATR periods, you will also get an allocation of hours, some MAU hours and some winter hours that you can use to improve the gains that you make, but they're limited to a certain quantity each 2-month period, and when they're gone, they're gone. You will get more in the following period, and anything you haven't used will not get carried over. So it's use it or lose it, basically. And
can I have an update, please?
And then you just move the sliders around to try and improve the parts of the car, or the areas of the part that you want, that you think are going to need the most improvement. So be it drag reduction or downforce generation or airflow sensitivity, maybe taking a bit of weight out the part, but which will make it lighter and give you a bit of a boost to acceleration, but means it will also wear out a lot quicker and will need to be replaced sooner. Or improve cooling for brakes or engines, things like that. I mean, any one of my streams you can go and have a look where I've done car development. The first stream of a season is always a decent one to have a look at. So episode 1, episode 25, and episode 24. There's 23 races, aren't there? So episode 24, and then episode 47 would or 46. 47. They would all give you a bit of insight into how I go about developing cars. Because it's the beginning of the season, I've got some hours available, and I've got a bit of time to try and get a part on the car, nice and quickly. So going back and looking through the archive of previous videos will definitely help you on that. Plus, if we're starting from scratch on Monday, which at the moment it is looking like, according to the poll on the channel, then you'll be able to watch me, try and build a team up in real time from Monday onwards next week. And you'll be able to see how I go about planning my development that way.
Any feedback on the car? Yeah, happy. Copy.
Okay, we've got 79% with Ocon and 94% with Norris. So Norris just needs a little tweak. We're going to need some pretty wholesale changes to Ocon's car, though.
We can't immediately identify what the issue is.
Oh, I put Ocon on an 8.5, not a 9.5. Thank you, John. Evening, Jambo.
Switch on pit lane speed limiter.
You use my strategy of underfueling and not burning the tyres. It depends how good your car is and whereabouts on the grid it is as well. If you've got a quick car, then you can sometimes keep up, and then when you burn your battery, you've got a chance to close back up if you have slipped behind a little bit. if you haven't got a great car, or the car in front has just got a big advantage over you, then that's not going to help you that much. Right, we are going to have to change the rear wing to a 14.5, so let's go back to an 8, a 14.5, an 8.2, a 3.2, and a 0.6. Let's have a look at that. Needs a little tweak. That's not quite there. Let's go with a 3.15. Oh, it's not a 0.6, is it? It's a 0.7. Just not with it on these tonight, am I? That's not too far off. We'll give that a try. Let's take a look at Norris. Just needs a minor tweak here. Okay, so let's try an 8.5. 14, 7.3, 3.35 and a 0.95. That hasn't really moved the sliders enough. So let me go back to a 3.4 there. That's too much. No, I can't pull that back enough. Alright, let me try that. That's not moving that enough. Alright, let's go to a 9. A 9.14. Might get away with that. Let's give that a try. Do I want to know what career mode you're doing? Yeah, you can let me know if you want. Also, Jambol, are you using the new hard mode settings or are you using standard? Because the cars are a lot harder to keep pace with in the new hard mode setting. They are definitely a lot more aggressive. If you're on hard mode, yeah, that's probably why you might be struggling then. Yeah, with hard mode, they are definitely tricky. You can really quickly fall behind, and then it can be tricky to catch back up again in hard mode. But you will tend to find that maybe if the AI pushes really hard, they will have a period where they are going to have to ease off, either because they've pushed their tyres too hard and they've got to cool those down, or just stretch them out to make them last the rest of the stint. So the pace will drop at that point, or maybe they've burnt too much fuel and they have to ease off on the fuel, or they've got to recharge their batteries. Okay. So at some point, you should be able to try and hunt them back down again. But you do have to be a lot cannier with your racecraft with the new hard mode settings. Alright, big improvement for Ocon there, up to 97%.
How's the balance?
Great job, guys. That is hard work paying off there, right there.
Message understood.
And looks like we went backwards slightly with Lando, down to 92%.
Copy, understood.
So, we need to change the camber. Which way do I need to go? Let me... Oh, this is Ocon, isn't it? It's 97%. So let's try... Let's try going to a 3.25 and just up that to a 0.7. Not quite sure if that's going to be enough of a change, but we'll try it. I'm hopeful it will be. And we've now found the optimal for a couple of things. That gives us more of an idea of where we need to be. So if we go to an 8.5, push that back to there. That's too much. So let me go to a 3.3, ease that back in that way. Gonna go back to a 9 on the front wing, but just keep pulling that down a touch and hope that that's not going to do too much damage. And let's try that. Alright, session 1 is in the books. On to session 2. Let's swap out that gearbox now. We're going to go with, let's see, 28 laps of fuel. See if those changes that we made are the right way.
Okay, so that's a green light.
Have I played F123? No, I haven't, because I really didn't like F122. I've heard F123 is better, but, you know, not in any major rush to jump back into that series at the moment.
Car in the wall. Debbie on the main straight.
What's the most important thing to upgrade first on a car? There is no right or wrong answer to that. It's wherever your car is lacking the most, and that will vary from team to team. Evening, Anthony. F1 2023 is the best for years. When you say that, I mean, how much better than 2021 is it, you know, in terms of the way the game plays? Not just in terms of, like, features, but is the gameplay itself significantly better? Because I really enjoyed 2021, hated 22. And I'm not, like I said, if 23's just got essentially the same as 21, but maybe just an extra feature, I'm not really all that interested in just the next installment of Breaking Point.
How's the balance?
Alright, we did not improve Ocon's car. We went back 1% there. What about Norris? Norris, we got back to 97, but we're still not quite there. Let's call them in so that we can have a nice, clean, easy run in the final session. Alright, so that was my 97% setup, wasn't it? Okay, so go... with that. Let's see how that works. Let's take some of the fuel out. We can only need to run for 20 laps now. And again, we just need to find a little bit more movement on the middle here, on the cornering. So let's move the camber to a 3.2. Might break my front wing in the process here. That's too much. Alright, let me try putting it the other side instead. Revert back. So let's push that up to a 3.3. Pull that back in that way. Let's see, is that going to do it? Can actually push really hard, not have a major risk of losing the back end all the time. Curbs are much more forgiving. You have a decent scrap with the AI. Well, you could do all that in 2021. I mean, that to me doesn't really sound, you know, night and day better than 2021. So you've got Porsche and Norris. Yeah, if you're in your first season, Jambolt, you've got to understand Porsche is easily the most talented young driver not in Formula One. But even so, like Piastri, like Sargent, and to a lesser degree drivers like Zhou and De Vries, you know, those drivers need more fleshing out before they can really become consistent. So you have to spend at least a season, you know, just developing them. This is your third season with Aston Martin. Yeah, which season for Porsche is it in Formula One? Is it his first season? Has he just been promoted from a reserve driver?
How's the balance? How's the balance?
Right, we've nailed Ocon. Well, there you are, you see. I mean, you know, he'll be quick in certain areas, but he won't have the consistency yet. You know, and that's something you need to train into him. You know, by rounding out those stats that are causing the issues. You know, also when you have got a rookie, they're more likely to make a mistake. And if the driver is of a high aggression rating, then again they're more likely to make a mistake just because they push, you know, a lot. They're more likely to make an overtake, but they're also more likely to lock up or run wide or have a collision. So if you take on a driver whose stats do need some balancing, you just need to be prepared to put the time in to, you know, build them up. Anthony, unless you have an extremely expensive wheel setup, you're probably not likely to either. Even if Harrop? Right, so we did squeeze that last little bit out of that gearbox. That's pretty much done and dusted now. Go back onto that one. And hopefully this is the change that we need for Norris. I'm going to go 22 laps of fuel. I'm going to go out in soft tyres in this session. And we have got Ocon sorted, so we don't have to worry about his setup this session.
Should be green now.
Well, you can do all that on the pad, Anthony. It's just, you know, you have more feel on an expensive wheel setup. You know, with the direct drive, you know, wheels giving you force feedback, and you know, you can even get force feedback pedals as well, which will give you that feel of the biting point and the loss of traction in the pedals as well. So yeah, an expensive driving sim rig is always going to be the better option than a gamepad. But I mean, there are some extremely talented gamepad players out there, but not that many compared to wheel players.
Is everything okay with the car?
I will come back to you.
You use the sticks. You don't use the triggers for your accelerate and brake. Yeah, I saw there was an update coming for Fernbus. It was on sale as well the other day, and I was like, maybe. I decided against it. Yeah. I'm waiting for Robocop next week. I really want to get it, but I'm waiting to see how it reviews before I do. Just keeping my fingers crossed that they don't screw that one up, because I have a lot of love for that franchise. One of my all-time favourite movies is the original Robocop. Robocop 2 was good.
Update.
Robocop 3 was awful. TV series wasn't all that much either.
Copy.
Again, I'm just not finding it with Norris here. Alright, so we've found the front wing option now, so it's all about now just fine-tuning the cornering. It's got to go there, which means that's got to go back to a 9, but we've tried this already and that didn't work. This is it. It's my last roll of... No, this is my 97% setup. I can't figure this one out. Unless it's... Is it going to be that? I mean, it could. I think that's going to break the straights. That might be too much. I'll try it, and I can always roll back to the 97 if necessary. Yeah, it's a couple of games I'm keeping my eye on. One's Robocop, which I think is out next week, or am I thinking? No, it's Metal Gear Solid that's out next week. That's out on the 24th. Robocop comes out next month, so it's about 2 weeks away, I think. And City Skylines is coming out soon for PC players. Apparently that's going on to Game Pass as well. At least I think it is. I think I saw something about it going on to Game Pass. But what I am excited to see, obviously we've got to wait another few months yet for consoles, but I am excited to see that mods will be available for consoles as well as PC, and that they will be free. That's always good. There's a new Metal Gear there's Metal Gear Snake Eater that's coming out at some point, probably late next year or the year after. More likely, I would say the year after, maybe probably 2025. But it's the Metal Gear Solid Collection Volume 1. So it's the original NES and SNES Metal Gear games, plus Metal Gear Solid, Metal Gear Solid 2, Sons of the Patriots. No, sorry, Sons of Liberty, and then Metal Gear Solid 3, Snake Eater. Plus, there's a digital. If you get the, get the digital version, you also get a digital art book and some other bits and bobs as well. And that comes out next week. The original on PS1 is one of the best games. Yes. It is absolutely one of the best games I've ever played. I still haven't got it. God damn it. I cannot figure this setup out, so we're just going to go with the 97 and be done with it. Sometimes I just can't quite get the setup right. Frustrates me when that happens, but it happens. Yes, Baron, yeah, it's out next week, the Metal Gear Collection. Tuesday, I believe. I think Robocop is 2nd of November. It's early November. Alright, so even though we couldn't quite max out development with both of our drivers, we're going in pretty strong, 98 and 97.
Welcome everyone to qualifying. This should be a good one.
Teams often bring upgrades to Barcelona, so the qualifying order could be a little shaken up. Cars need to be well balanced in both high and low speed corners to set a good lap here.
Now there's been a bit of talk about Sergio Perez of late. How's he going to be feeling, do you think?
They set a great lap in practice, so you can only imagine how good they're feeling going into qualifying. But the big question is, will they be able to keep this performance up?
Well, we're certainly ready in the commentary box. The drivers are getting ready down in the pit lane, and it's time for qualifying.
Okay then, we need to take out the damaged bits, put in the not damaged bits. That's a very highly technical term there, the not damaged bits. There we go. Evening, Mr. Water. It just looks so simple there, doesn't it? Just a case of, oh, all we need to do is just do that. to pull that back in and then make the correction, but it's not, because it will break the traction and it'll break the oversteer, and yeah, not going down that rabbit hole again. We're going to go 2 flying laps for our runs tonight, just because we've struggled a little bit in qualifying recently, so let's give them the chance to get those good times in. We were debating whether or not you would actually turn up tonight, Mr. Watter, or whether you would be trucking, or are you going to truck in the background while this is on? What game annoyed me the most? For you, it was Alone in the Dark New Nightmare. You snapped the disc. No, I've never snapped a disc of a game. I've been frustrated by a fair few games in the past, but never to the point where I've snapped a disc. It's the same as smashing up a controller or, hooning it into the telly. It's just like, why? Do we think Perez is announcing his retirement in Mexico? No. But I am hearing rumours that he's only got 5 races left to, the 5 remaining races of the season to prove his worth to Red Bull, or else they will replace him with Ricciardo next season. Or they'll replace him next season, probably with Ricciardo, which would then free up a spot for Lawson next season at AlphaTauri.
Track is clear. Will be charge button off for last corner.
Again, it's all just speculation, but I find that more likely than Perez just up and up retiring. Alpine's going to get a tow from us all the way around here, so we'll probably out-qualify Ocon on this first run. Maybe on the second run we can improve enough. So far, Norris is faster than the Mercedes. But the Alpine behind us is the one that's going fastest. It's getting that slipstream from Ocon. Norris has set his first lap time, and it's a 1:12.3. 4/10 faster than George. We're 2/10 off of Norris with Ocon. And we actually managed to beat Gasly as well. I thought Gasly would beat us there. Maybe he just lost too much time in the dirty air in the final sector. Live chat is still playing up. I still have to keep closing it and reopening it to refresh it for the most up-to-date messages. So again, bear with me if I don't respond to your comments straight away. Oh, I feel you on that one, Anthony. I was like that with Battlefield 3. Campers used to do my head in.
Track clear. And charge button off for last corner. Charge button off.
You don't understand the move to put Ricciardo in the seat. Perez is better, and Ricciardo will not challenge Max either. I would argue, you know, if Ricciardo gets back to his best, back to how he used to drive for Red Bull, and they obviously have faith in him. Oh, we could get a nice slipstream off the back of... is that Perez in front of us? No, it's Sainz. Right, we're going to get a tow from Sainz all the way around here. If Ricciardo gets back to the kind of style of driving he had when he was at Red Bull the first time, and their car philosophy hasn't changed that much. You know, they still have, although they don't have the rake that they used to, they still have the pointy front end that they used to, that Ricciardo was very good at. No, he's not going to challenge Verstappen, but they're not looking for someone to challenge Verstappen. They're looking for someone to get second consistently. And I don't think that's Perez. I think Ricciardo, if he gets back to his original form, his original Red Bull form, will be a much better choice than Perez. He was awful at McLaren. Yeah, but the car concept at McLaren just did not suit his style of driving at all. I mean, he did well at Renault when he left, because Renault had a similar kind of concept. You know, and while the car itself wasn't great, the concept of the way that the car performed was similar to that of the Red Bull, so he was able to get good results from a crap car. He went to McLaren and it was a completely different philosophy, and it just didn't work for him, and he couldn't adapt. But now he's back at Red Bull, surrounded by people who know and like and respect him and make him feel welcome. And he's obviously impressed in the simulator for them to have put him straight back into the AlphaTauri car. And we haven't really seen what he can do now that he's back, because he broke his hand, you know, at Zandvoort. But, you know, he's back in the Grand Prix car this weekend, and he's got 5 races to show what he can do. Max could have won the Constructors on his own. No, he couldn't. It's silly to, you know, throw out comments like that, because, you know, as good as he is, you know, he's not going to win the Constructors single-handed. Alright, we are definitely through in this session, so let's speed time up. This season's been an anomaly because there's been no consistent challenge from any one team. It was Aston Martin at the start, then Mercedes started to challenge a bit. McLaren have come really strong, but yeah, you take next season. There's no way that Max could win the Constructors on his own. You know, one of the teams is going to mount a more consistent challenge next year. It's probably going to be Mercedes or McLaren. And if they don't have a second car to take points away from those teams, then they can outscore Max even if he wins every race. Second place is worth 18. Third place is worth 15. You know, and then there's a fastest lap thrown in there as well. So Max gets a win every week, and McLaren get a 2-3 every week. They're going to easily win that Constructors' Championship. You need that second car to score the points. Max will walk the Drivers' Championship, but, you know, he won't walk the Constructors. Like I said, this season's been an anomaly because there has been no consistent challenge from any one team. There's normally one team that is better than the rest of the chasing pack, and there just hasn't been that this year. Once again, we're going to go with 2 flying laps. Who did we lose, actually, in the last session? Never mind. Well, we can figure it out by who's not in the next session. So, let's see. Albon's made it through, so both the Haas's... One of the Haas's... No, both the Haas cars are out. Doohan is out.
And if you want, you can go to mode warm-up.
Yeah, confirm.
Zhou is out. So, Zhou, Doohan, Giovinazzi, Hulkenberg. No, not Hulkenberg, because he's gone, hasn't he? Whoever's in the other Haas. And one of the drivers gone. Oh, it's Yuki. Yuki's out. Wow. That's a change of form. Tsunoda's been so quick so far this season, you know, and he just hasn't made it through.
And track is clear, track clear.
There will be mode push for last corner, mode push.
Track clear.
Ocon is going to encounter a Red Bull of Verstappen in just a second. There it is. And it gets out of the way for us. Norris is looking quick this weekend. He's got a point to prove after the debacle of Monaco. Well, I say debacle. It was a silly accident, but I mean he'd done well up to that point. He'd driven a very strong race, fighting his way up from the nightmare of qualifying, going out in Q1. Let's see. So Ocon is 4 tenths down, but 2 tenths up on Gasly. Should get out of Max's way here. There we go. Schumacher with a good lap. Schumacher with a very good lap. But everyone is running on scrubs at the moment, so it's not definitive. Let's see if we can find a bit more pace as the session continues.
Shouldn't be anyone in front that will back you up.
Sorry, Zeus. I'm a PS5 player, so I can't help you on that. Although, Daniel, if he's still in chat, has also got it on Game Pass. So I don't know if he's had any issues. Speak up, Daniel. Let us know. If he's still here. He might have disappeared to do his own racing. And I've never owned an Xbox, so I don't really know any good troubleshooting ideas for you either, unfortunately. Right, no improvement in time for Norris.
So at the moment you are P2. That was a good lap.
Ocon coming around the final corners now. That's a good lap from Bottas. Alright, no improvement for Ocon, although that's down to a dodgy middle sector by the look of it. He was up in the first and third sectors. Okay, we may have to run Ocon again. I think Norris might be safe, but we will load him up with fresh tyres and one lap of fuel, one flying lap of fuel as well, just to be on the safe side. Oh, that's right, I forgot Mr. Waters got an Xbox. Right, getting a lot of cars heading out. I am going to leave Norris in the garage. I feel confident that he's going to stay in the session, but we are going to send Ocon out. Let's do that now. And Bottas trundles out behind us, trying to sneak a slipstream from us, no doubt. It's a little early to do that yet. I want to pull away from Bottas, but I don't want to get too close to the McLaren and the Ferrari. Sorry, the Mercedes and the Ferrari. I always get Mercedes and McLaren mixed up when I'm talking about those two teams. Weird how my brain trips over that. Especially considering we managed Mercedes and now we're managing McLaren, so you'd think I'd know the difference.
If you can, push.
Copy.
And overtake is available.
Copy.
Right, we broke away from Bottas, so he's not getting a tow from us. Bye-bye, Bottas. Ocon is right on the edge of making it through, isn't he? Dropped down to 9th now. Are we improving? Yes, we are. New personal best in the first. Personal best in the middle. No purple sectors though. Looks like the Astons are tripping over each other. Yeah, one of them actually went off. Oh, we got held up a little bit, but we still improved, and we actually jump ahead of Norris. And who is that in front of us? Is that Magnussen? It is. So Magnussen's little off there meant he got eliminated. He did not go through, running wide in the final turn there, right up behind his teammate. Stroll gets through. Russell is currently out. He's on a cooldown lap. Pourchaire is out. Gasly's on a flyer. So is Ricciardo. So both of the Mercedes are out in Q2. That is a shock. Ricciardo almost makes it through. What about Gasly? Surely he's going to go through and knock out Bottas here. No! Gasly's out as well. Wow. 3 big casualties. Well, 2 big casualties. Porsche was kind of a little bit expected, but losing Russell and Gasly in Q2, that is a shock. The only thing I can suggest to use is the usual advice I give if someone's game isn't working properly, is to uninstall it and reinstall it. Right, final session of qualifying. I'm going to go out and do 2 flying laps on the old tyres, and then 1 flying lap on the not so old tyres. I want to keep two new sets of tyres for the race, just in case, with Norris, because he hasn't done a lap on his other set of tyres yet. We're going to do 1 flying lap on these tyres and then 2 on the new ones.
Okay, so that's a green light.
And we need a good warm-up on the brakes.
Yeah, confirm.
Right, so Ocon starting his first flying lap. There he goes.
And there'll be no one ahead.
Track is clear. Track is clear. Charge button off for last corner.
Norris is purple, but that means nothing at the moment because he is the only car to... Well, actually, no. He was quicker than the Ferrari. Okay, that does mean something. Especially if we consider the difference in tyres. Ocon's tyres down to just 60%. Norris is flying. I think Ocon might possibly have been held slightly by the Ferrari, or maybe it's just the tyres. Not by the Ferrari, by the Red Bull. The Ferrari is definitely quicker than us in the middle sector. And now Norris goes purple in the middle. And Norris might get a little toe from the back of Verstappen there. Alright, so 112.5. Sainz 2/10 slower. Ocon is nearly 4/10 slower. He's going to do another lap. Although I doubt it's going to be improvement. I don't think there's going to be enough left in those tyres. So I'm actually going to call him in and just do 2 laps on the other tyres. Because, the state of these ones is pretty wrecked now. They've worn out a lot quicker than I was expecting. The game's not that big, Mr. Water. You'll easily have space to download it if you've got 93 gig left.
Switch on pit lane speed limiter.
And we're box the slap, stop in front of the garage. Under pit lane.
And we need speed limiter on, speed limiter on. Stop in front of the garage.
Alright, so, 57% left on those tyres. We'll go for 2 laps on these and hope that they hold on enough to get off on a solid time. Given the nature of wear on this circuit, we can't really justify going in with 1.5 sets of tyres on the softs. So Norris is definitely going to have a quality advantage here. Yeah, 2 flying laps. Good. We'll get down to there and send out Esteban. And now we'll send out Norris. Oh, Mick has found some pace. Look, he's 3rd. So it's gone from being Yuki being the driver who's got the pace to now it's Schumacher. Interesting. I wonder why that is.
You need to learn the gears.
Confirm.
Traffic.
zone.
And track is clear, track clear.
Right, can we
Maybe
see
more push
some
for last
improvement
corner.
for Esteban here? First lap on slightly used tyres. He beat you to it, Mr. Water. Alright, both drivers improving, but again, no purple sector. That's a little frustrating, but not unexpected, really, given our downforce levels. We've got straight line pace, but no massive downforce advantage. Or any downforce advantage, for that matter. Massive or otherwise. Ocon up in the middle as well. Let's take a look at his confidence level. Okay, this flying lap, if he improves in the final, will put him into peak just in time for his second flying lap. It does. Excellent stuff. What about Norris? He's already in peak. And that puts Norris in P2 and almost maxes out his confidence level. He's just 64 thousandths behind Perez. That is pretty good. Okay, so Max starts his flying lap. Got some more cars exiting the pit lane. That is Bottas, Albon, and Sainz.
And track is now
Perez.
clear.
I think Stroll has already done his lap, unless... Is Stroll boxing? Stroll's boxing, so that's him done.
And track is clear, track clear.
Mode push for last corner, mode push.
Everyone else is either on or about to start their final flying lap. Evening, Ruben. So what can Max do? He's less than 2/10 off pole position. And he goes pole, provisionally, with a 1:12.0. Ocon is improving in the first sector. Norris has gone purple in the first sector. And now the Ferrari or the Red Bull behind us has now gone purple. No improvement for Ocon in the middle. And no improvement in the final sector. Ocon improves his time by about
So this is
70
P5, which is a very
thousandths
good
of a
position to be
second,
in.
700ths of a second, not much. Stays fifth. What about Norris? Can't quite go fast enough for pole. Perez is on his flying lap. Sainz crosses the
At
line
the moment, we are P2,
and stays 10th.
so that's a good lap time.
Schumacher's done, so he's going to stay 7th. Here comes Bottas. That's Perez in front. Perez improves his time but stays 3rd. Albon 5th. Bottas stays 8th.
You've done a good job.
So
Let's keep it up.
it's all down to Charles Leclerc. as to whether or not we start on the front row. And Leclerc's on an in lap. I don't think anyone's left on a flying lap now. Yeah, everyone's on an in lap. So that is your grid order for the Spanish Grand Prix. Verstappen has pole. We are on second. Perez is third. Leclerc fourth. Albon fifth. Ocon in sixth. Then Schumacher, Bottas, Stroll and Sainz. Right, I'm going to take a quick bathroom break before we go any further. Before I do, Ruben was asking, have I continued the career or started on hardcore? That vote is still up on the community tab of my YouTube channel. So if you haven't voted yet, head on over. You've got till the end of tomorrow night's stream to cast your decision as to whether or not we continue with McLaren or do a hard reboot and start from day one on a hardcore series. With the bottom team, and we will announce that result after tomorrow night's race at the end of tomorrow night's stream, and then based on what the result is, we may well put another vote up over the weekend to determine which team we start with if we are rebooting. So do go ahead and cast your vote. At the moment it's about 60% to do a reboot, to 40% to continue, but as I say, there's still time to cast your vote, so if you haven't done that, go ahead and do that now. I'm going to nip to the loo, and I will see you on the other side of this race introduction.
Welcome to race day, and before we get down to it, last minute checks are being made.
Barcelona is a circuit with plenty of history under its belt. It was here, after all, that multiple world champion Max Verstappen secured his very first F1 victory back in 2016. The weather is very overcast here. Strategies might have to be quite flexible going into today's race.
Well, Formula One is back in Barcelona, and the teams have got their work cut out for them.
Alright then, let's look at strategy. So, tyre wear is pretty heavy here. I'm going to start on softs. I'm going to try and stay with the front runners where I can. We are going to have to look after them for a bit. Going to be looking to box around lap 20. And then yeah, we'll have to be careful with both the softs at the end and the mediums in the middle as well. So fingers crossed we can make that work. It might actually be better thinking about it with Ocon to do a double medium. His tyre wear isn't quite as good as Lando's. And this is one of those races where you do get quite a few punctures from the AI, or at least you do in the early seasons. It's also a season where you can get a circuit where you can get a lot of carnage in the first corner, as we found out last year, starting on the hards and getting caught up in a massive shunt. Norris has got better tyre wear though. He's got some of the best tyre wear on the grid, so I am going to go for the soft, medium, soft with him, because if anyone can make it work, it's him. We're going to take a little bit of fuel out as well. Take 3 laps of fuel out. I'm just going to push the fuel and the battery at the start. I'm not going to push the tyres for obvious reasons. Means we may well drop back a little bit, but fingers crossed we'll be okay. And let's see how we do. So 3 laps out, pace settings are done. Let's go racing.
The stage is set here in Barcelona as we get ready for 66 laps at the Spanish Grand Prix. And for Lando Norris, this is another chance to see what he can do in this car.
A second place start for them today. They'll be aiming for a podium, but could they even sneak the win?
But remember, anything can happen in Formula One. One of the oldest races on the Formula One calendar. This is the Spanish Grand Prix. And it's lights out.
All right, it's a very good start from Norris because we've got a nice light car. Is it good enough? Actually, we're under pressure from... That's because we're not pushing the tyres. We've got a yellow flag.
Let's try early overtake.
There's been some contact somewhere.
2 secs. There's been a crash. Now this was at turn 1. Barely any room to manoeuvre.
A little bit of contact there between Yuki and Zhou.
As you can see, and they'll have to pick themselves up after that.
How many laps of underfueling for Monza? Depends how good your car is. If your car is very, very quick, you can take 2 or 3 laps out. If it's not, don't take any out. Alright, so investigation between Zhou and Tsunoda. Racing incident, no penalties are given. If Norris had 100% setup, he'd be on pole. No. The setup itself, as far as I can tell, doesn't overly affect the actual pace of the car. It affects the driver's confidence, and you know, the better the setup rating, the better the driver prep. The better the driver prep, the higher the starting confidence level of the driver, which means the higher bonus he's going to get for his stats, and the higher baseline that his pace will naturally, you know, revert to. If he's lost confidence, it will gradually tick back up to that point. As you can see, it'll start ticking back up again for Ocon towards that little dotted blue line, and for Norris, Well, he's still at starting confidence at the moment. Alright, batteries are empty.
DRS enabled. We are currently P8.
And we need lift and coast.
Yeah, confirm.
Right, so Max on the soft, same as us, has pushed his tyres hard, or is starting on used tyres, so he's going to be stopping early. Tyres are under 80% already. Perez's tyres about the same as ours because we haven't pushed our tyres and Perez did. Just going to try and get past Perez quickly here so we can get back onto Max. Trying to get some battery in the car quickly here. We are going to have to push
Try to increase pushing
this
status.
for a lap.
Yeah, good.
So deploy.
I think we just lost the DRS. That's not good. Perez is pushing, trying to catch down Max. That or Max has backed off. I think it's a bit of both. Ocon is dropping off as well.
Recharge on.
Just put him into top-up mode. We are not keeping pace at all. Hopefully we'll close them back up again as the lap continues. I'm hoping here actually because we're almost out of battery.
Charge on.
There we go, we just made that in. Let's calm those tyres down again now.
And we need some lift and coast for tire temps.
Okay, confirm.
Just hope we can stay in range through this final sector here. We've dropped Albon, but we have also been dropped, I think. I think we just ran out of battery at the end there. Yeah, we did. Evening, Marcel. Ocon is defending resolutely here against Bottas. It's okay. And now Leclerc and Albon are pushing onto the back of us. Leclerc's going to get us here, and I'm going to let him.
Be careful with the tires.
Confirm.
And we'll need lift off.
Confirm.
Big lifts.
Copy.
So we're going to stay tucked up behind Leclerc, try and protect the tyres a little bit, save some fuel, get that battery recharged. And then hopefully we'll have a little bit more pace than the AI later in the stint. Still comfortably able to hold off Bottas at the moment, plus we're getting that fuel saving started. Battery is okay for now. Let's actually just spend a bit of that, see if we can get onto the back of Schumacher and Stroll.
Copy.
Make sure we don't get dropped by Leclerc here.
Confirm.
Don't want to leave ourselves too vulnerable to Albon behind us either. slow in this final sector. Done enough to stay in range this time. I forgot to turn off the battery, but we managed to get in range, so just on the back, and we have dropped Bottas now, so Bottas will now have to become the rolling block against Sainz.
And charge button on, charge button on.
Confirm.
So glad they fixed the windscreen issue. Just make this view so much more enjoyable again. Norris almost had a move on Leclerc there, but backed out of it. It's because he was charging.
Overtaking is very difficult.
That's fine. I'm happy for him to sit behind like this for another lap or two, get that battery back up. Same with Ocon. Let those two fight in front of me. Make sure they don't drop me in the process.
Recharge on.
Copy.
They are trying to push away.
Time to push on these tyres.
Copy up.
And Leclerc is starting to gradually reel in the front two. And of course it's just bringing us along for the ride, which is exactly what we wanted. Got a yellow flag. It is behind us.
So let's take a look at the replay. Okay, so we've got De Vries. That's... oh no, that's not quite what they would have wanted.
I thought I saw
Perhaps a
an
little
Alfa
lapse in
Romeo
concentration, maybe.
twitching in the background. Trying to find his way past someone. There we go. It was Joe. And he's got through, and so is Doohan. So De Vries now last.
And we can have recharge on, please.
Copy now.
A little bit more light.
Yep.
One more lap of charging will be enough to get full battery with Norris. A couple more still with Ocon. And then you see the state of our tyres versus the other soft tyre runners. Much healthier. Ocon actually had a look at the back of Schumacher there.
And charge button off.
Confirmed.
Okay, Norris is now fully charged and ready. One more lap with Ocon should be enough. Norris might have a go here. Not quite close enough. And Ocon's too far back as well, but that's fine. So we're still getting that last bit of battery in his car. Sainz just getting up the side of Bottas there. Bottas fighting him. And holds the position back, and that's a big queue behind them now. You got Ricciardo, then Russell, Pourchaire, Gasly, Magnussen and Tsunoda, and we've got a yellow flag. Was that Tsunoda running wide? It was.
Now we should be able
we
to
just
take
caught
a look
Tsunoda
here.
in a lockup there.
Now this was at turn 3.
It wasn't a big one. He kept it on the
Well,
track.
You can see the lockup. What caused that, I wonder?
Just about. Stayed out the gravel. And we've got another yellow flag.
And recharge on is okay, please.
Okay.
And now we're going to have a quick move
Now we've
here.
had a crash.
Okay, who's crashed this time? Oh, it's the
Here we
Mercs.
are down at turn 7. Not a lot of wiggle room here. And you can see
Just
how
a
the
little
cars
bit of
come
contact
together.
there
The teams will no
between
doubt be
Pourchaire
very
and Russell.
keen to establish the full extent of the damage.
But that's left Russell very vulnerable. Right, we're going to have a crack here at getting past Leclerc.
Not easy to overtake.
Keep doing it like this. And tires are good to push.
Yeah, confirmed.
If you can, push.
And we're through. Right, Ocon has just dipped off the back. Investigation between the two Mercedes. No penalty given. It's considered a racing incident. And we are going to try now, if we can, and break away from Leclerc, but certainly at least get into the slipstream and DRS of the two in front of us. Insert ourselves into that equation. Don't think we're going to drop Leclerc. No, we're not. Right, let's go back into top up.
Charge button on.
Let's calm those tyres down again.
Take care of the tires.
Yeah, confirmed.
How's Ocon doing? He's got himself back in range, so let's get him to start pushing now, make his way past these two.
Copy that.
We could still yet switch Ocon onto a soft, medium, soft. Schumacher tries to go defensive. We still manage to get up the inside of him, and we will get that move done long before we hit turn 1. There we go. And we are sitting nicely behind the front two here. Perez's tyres are definitely better than Verstappen's now. Can we keep pushing on, get on to Stroll? He starts to look at hunting down Albon. And Perez gets through.
And push.
We're going to try and do the same.
Confirmed.
And again, Perez tries to go, Verstappen tries to go all the way to the inside, but we get alongside. We'll get the move done in the braking, I think. Maybe? No. Keep the pressure on. Ocon has dropped Schumacher and is now onto the back of Stroll. So we'll go back into
Recharge
harvest mode now.
Yeah.
and recharge on.
Copy.
Can we maybe get Max here? No. Right, let's go to top up. Actually, let's go harvest here as well.
On.
Yeah, confirm.
Looks like Max is going to try and go up the inside.
Charge button on.
He's made it stick as well. Ocon's dropped off Stroll.
Can use overtake.
Stroll is still pushing. He's caught the back of Albon. And we have been left in the dust. But we did stay out of Schumacher's DRS range. Just. Sainz and Bottas have both pitted, so those two are going to continue their fight coming out of the pits. I think Sainz is going to win that one. Ferrari have got pretty good mechanics. They should be quicker. Hard tyres. That's a quick stop. Hard tyres for Bottas. And they have to hold the car for the Ferrari, so Sainz is through. Stroll's on hard tyres, of course. I forgot he started on the hards. Could see Max box this lap. And yes, Max is in. That's a quick, clean stop for Verstappen. He has gone onto hard tyres. We're going to keep going. We're going to start pushing for a lap or two before we box onto our medium tyres. Where is Max? He is behind Zhou. With a yellow flag, someone running wide. Or locking up. It was De Vries locking up again.
Look. So here we go, heading into turn one. Oh, and the car locks up.
Yeah, it's a
and
big
hopefully
lock-up.
there's not too much
If those are
damage
new
to the
tyres, then he's already kind of ruined those ones as well. That's why I'm getting a little frustrated. Just calm those tyres down again while he's charging. We haven't quite broken away from the front two.
We want to manage our tyre budget.
Copy.
We're going to keep pushing.
Just a reminder on guys.
Yeah, confirm.
If we're lucky, we might be able to drop
And
Perez
charge
in the
button
opening
on,
sector of
charge
the lap
button
here.
on.
He's got the
Yeah.
DRS, isn't he, on here, so he's going to close that gap back up. Maybe not then. But at the very least, we're putting in some quick times while Verstappen is having to fight through traffic. Let's cut back to Ocon. I think we're still going to stick with the initial plan of a soft medium for Ocon. And we've almost broken away from Perez. Let's just give Norris that little bit of extra tyre in the final sector.
You can push.
Yellow flag out there. That's a Williams. That's Sonoda.
But this is what happened. Now this was at turn one.
And he does a De
Very
Vries.
heavy on the brakes, but that's just the
It's
risk
not
you take.
quite as
The
bad
later
on the
you leave
tyres,
it.
but still not great.
Any increased pushing status? A bit more?
Yeah, confirm.
Let's
And
get past
overtake
Albon now.
is available.
Copy.
Stroll is through and clear. We've broken away from Perez. Leclerc is into the box. What tyres is he going for? He's going for mediums.
Confirm.
All right, we're going to go one more lap, I think, with Ocon before we box. And we're just going to push those tyres.
Box this lap, please confirm.
Okay, box.
Time to push on these tyres.
Copy.
And tires are good to push.
Confirm.
And recharge on, recharge on.
Apologies for blowing out anyone's eardrums there. If you had headphones on. All right, Albon into the box. And Ocon boxing at the end of this lap.
Stay close.
Norris boxing next lap. Max stuck in a long DRS train at the moment. Let's see. Norris will get out ahead of this, I think. Possibly. Or maybe not. Might come out right behind it. It should come out somewhere just between the two Red Bulls, I think. Not sure where Ocon's going to come out. Probably, hopefully, between Joe and Albon.
And reminders on lift and coast.
Yeah, confirm.
Recharge on.
Copy that. Doing in.
Understood.
And box now, box.
Yeah, box confirm. I can't hear you. Box, I think.
Alright, it's a good stop for Ocon. 2.0 seconds. We're going to get out ahead of Albon. And we've got a yellow flag in turn 1. It's Gasly with a big lockup. Has dropped him all the way down.
Let's have a look at that. So here we go, heading into turn 1. And there goes the steering. And they'll need to be mindful of the effect that that had on the tyres.
And we do just get out in front of Gasly. A couple of seconds of clear. It's going to top up.
And we can
Bring those tyres up to temperature quickly.
Copy.
If you can, push.
Copy that.
Pulled out a nice little gap over Norris, and we've just about got every last little bit of life out of those tyres.
Confirm.
Look after the tires, please.
Confirm.
So this is a crucial stop. It's good. Quick and clean.
Will be tight.
It's a big queue of traffic coming down the road. Can we get out in front of it? Or are we going to get out behind it? It's going to be very close. Oh, look at that. We got ahead of Magnussen and the two Red Bulls. But we came out behind Ricciardo, but that's okay. That's more than okay.
Let the tyres come back to you.
Okay.
That was a fantastic stop. Ricciardo is yet to stop as well, so he should be a straightforward pass if he doesn't box this lap. He doesn't, which is good. That's what I wanted.
So deployed.
Yep.
And that gives us a little bit of leeway to try and break the gap. Ocon and Gasly strapping tooth and nail here, and Albon is there as well. Gasly yet to stop. Meanwhile, we have broken clear of Ricciardo. Let's calm those tyres down now.
Confirm.
Try to look after the tires.
Confirm.
Norris is looking good. You see Max making the move on Ricciardo behind us. And he's through. Perez and Stroll and Schumacher all yet to stop, so we are currently in a net P1. I'm wondering if Perez is thinking about the one stop here, going mediums to hards. Same with Schumacher, and Stroll might go hards to mediums, or he might go hard soft off. Gasly boxes. It's one less car sticking on the back of Ocon, who is now hunting down Zhou. For the yellow flag. Oh, wow, Max is on us already. Look, he's really pushing hard. It's another lockup for Debris. That's his third lockup today. He's just shredding those tyres.
The wheels just lock up there. They were just unable to do much about it.
Awful race for Debris. As Albon gets us. Okay, so let's go into harvest mode. We'll keep the tyres as they are.
Copy.
We're almost done fuel saving as well with Ocon. Just want to get a little bit more off him, and then he's done. Max is going to get us on those hard tyres. That's fine. We're going to go into harvest. Stay with him.
Charge button on.
Yeah, okay.
Keep pushing.
Schumacher's boxed. And he is going softs, so he's definitely stopping again.
Just be careful with this tyre.
Copy.
Norris has been dropped, unfortunately. Should have seen that coming.
Charge button on.
So's Ocon, actually. Asking a little bit much, I think, to drop his pace, his fuel and his battery all at once. But he's done fuel saving now. I'm pretty confident Norris will catch back up to Max. No need to push. We'll just keep trundling along like this. And hopefully we can... Oh, we've got past Joe. That's good. So hopefully we can stay clear of the Ferrari and get onto the back of Albon, who has already found his way past Giovinazzi and is now hunting down Magnussen. Magnussen is lapping 1.3 seconds slower, so we should be on him pretty quickly. And that's Perez in the pits now. What is he going for strategy-wise? Is he going onto hard tyres? It'll be 40 laps. That'll be a lot. He's not. He's going soft. So it could be a soft or it could be a soft medium. I'm inclined to think it's going to be a soft. Can Ocon get him into turn one? He can. Oh, it's close. Oh, he went straight through us. And we lost the position to Giovinazzi because of that. He literally went straight through us.
Keep pushing.
I want to see
now
this replay
see
here.
what happened. Now
Watch
with the Haas,
that Ferrari just ghost
the
through us like we
opportunity
literally
begging to be
didn't
taken.
exist. I didn't really show you the angle. But yeah, that was ridiculous. I thought we were going to have contact, and no, he just went straight through us, clipped like we weren't even there. That's frustrating. Right, we need to get Giovinazzi. We need to get him quickly. Stroll in the box now. Those hard tyres have only done 27 laps, so he is definitely going to be two-stopping. And yeah, he's going soft, which will probably be a second set soft afterwards. Decent stop. Let's stop fuel saving with Norris now. I think we've got enough fuel in the tank. We're not going to get ghosted this time.
Confirm.
And we are going to complete that move now on Giovinazzi. Let's get past Magnussen quickly. Start going after Albon and Perez. Norris, meanwhile, coming under pressure from Leclerc. And again, tyres in excellent shape. We are lapping slower. But Max was pushing on that last lap, and we're not. And he hasn't been pulling away that much.
Awesome. This is good so far.
Continue.
Ocon's through.
Here's the replay. Now this is what happened as they took turn 8. There's the opening.
Yeah, just swept through. Lovely move.
And Esteban Ocon is able to climb up the pack.
Right, Albon has been dropped by Perez. So hopefully we can start catching him quickly. And that is a flying lap there from the Ferrari, no surprise. Magnussen boxes, Giovinazzi boxes, and Stroll and Sainz are fighting in the background.
energies are good.
Confirm.
So recharge on.
Increase lift and coast.
Yeah, confirm.
Use DRS.
Okay.
Charge button on.
Okay.
Then we need you to take care of the tires.
Yep. Confirm. Overtaking is very difficult.
Right, let's concentrate. And charge button on, charge button on.
Confirm.
And recharge on. No need to push the tyres.
So we need to push.
Yeah, confirm.
Let's get back on to Max again. Continue pushing that move through. There we go.
And recharge on now is okay, please.
And we need to increase pushing status.
Yeah, confirm.
We'll see if I can actually break away from Max before we run out of battery here. Still keeping Stroll at bay.
And we need to push for these laps. You're doing a good job.
Confirm.
And just a reminder on DRS. And charge button on, charge button on. And we need to increase lift and coast.
Oh, there we go. We are clear for now until Max decides to respond.
Let's get back in the rhythm.
Stroll did get through in the end. That's been coming for a few laps.
And recharge on, recharge on.
But we did hold him up for a bit, so I'm happy with that. And now we can continue looking after Ocon's car. See if we can switch him onto a soft strategy. Give him some extra pace in the final stint.
We think a little bit more Lyco will help.
Copy that.
Stroll is off and away. Albon's not going to keep up with him, but as long as we can keep up with Albon. And we are edging away from Max. Gap's almost 2 seconds now. There we go. Albon has been isolated.
Recharge on.
Yeah, copy.
Come on, stay in range, don't get dropped. Oh, I know what I wanted to check while we're here. Yes, they have fixed the circuit map, so it no longer has the really bad chicane cornering factored into the the straight by the pits. Take a look at Ocon's tyres. Yeah, 10% worse than ours. And I think we are probably going to keep edging away from Max until he starts pushing. Gap's 2.4 now. And Perez has caught and passed Leclerc. So Perez now getting onto the back of Max. In fact, he's already there. Perez is through, so he's pushing hard. Still got plenty of life in those tyres. And he's looking like he's going for back-to-back victories here tonight. He's going to be on us really quickly. That Ferrari has definitely come good so far this season. Oh, that was so close! Max nearly went straight to the back of him. That was a huge lock-up. I heard the screeching and I saw the car spearing forward, and I was expecting the contact.
Here we go, heading into turn one. And the car just boxed. Now they did leave it very late.
But that's going to knacker up his tyres. That might force Max to have to go mediums. That took nearly 10% of his tyre life away. And has also dropped him behind Stroll as well. Ocon is back on Albon.
a little bit more Lyco, please.
Copy that.
And we're going to push him through now.
Overtake is available.
Copy.
Time to push these tyres.
Copy that.
Porsche into the pits.
Awesome.
And that's hard tyres to the end now for Porsche. 31 laps to do on those tyres. Perez has calmed his pace down again since his push. Still hunting us down just a little bit, but not as rapidly as he was. And Max is now 2 seconds off the back of Stroll. Is that Stroll pushing? And 1:15 on his last lap. Yes, that was Stroll on a push lap. He might still be pushing this lap too. Right, can we drop Albon through this final couple of corners? Yes, we can. So no DRS for Alex Albon. And we are hunting down Max now. Meanwhile, Perez's tyres are dying a death. We actually lapped fractionally faster than him on that last lap. There's Ocon pretty much now out of battery. We got the gap down to 1.7 seconds to Max, and we are 2 seconds clear of Alex now. Just run out of battery for the end of the lap there. That's okay. De Vries boxes again. Let's see what tyres he's putting on. He's gone hard tyres. I'm not surprised. He's shredded every other set of tyres he's been on. And he comes out right behind Leclerc. So De Vries is the only driver to have been lapped so far. But that's what happens when you lock up 3 times. We are above the curve on the tyres, which is excellent. We can keep pushing at this pace now, as long as we don't overheat the tyres and start burning them up again. And that will mean we can stop a lap or 2 later than originally planned, just to give us that little bit of extra flexibility with the softs. Leclerc pushing onto the back of Perez behind us. Ocon is into peak confidence. Norris has dropped out of that by the look of it. There is Max.
Let's have recharge on then, please.
Let's watch this fight between Leclerc and Perez. contact between these two would be welcome. And their fighting is allowing us to stretch that gap. It's back up to 2 seconds. Meanwhile, Ocon tucked in nicely behind Verstappen here, getting his battery recharged. I'm actually going to go ahead and just do a little last bit of fuel saving here with Norris, so we don't have to on the softs.
Confirm.
Even sat here with full harvest on, we're still setting personal best sectors with Ocon, which is nice. Very nice. Cut back to the front. Leclerc is through. And Perez is surely going to be boxing very soon. Maybe this lap, maybe next lap. He's going another lap. And that's Schumacher in the box. So this will be telling. This will kind of give us an indication as to what tyres Perez might take when he boxes. Will it be softs or mediums? I get the feeling this will be a medium tyre stop. Gasly's in as well. Oh, it's hard tyres for Schumacher. That's a surprise. It's a slow stop as well. Hard tyres for Gasly.
The Williams team take their places.
Problems with the front left, I think. Yeah, wouldn't come off.
There's an issue with the front left.
No lift off.
And we can stop the fuel save with Norris now. We've got a little bit of spare fuel. Enough for a fastest lap. McLaren and Perez still scrapping away. And they're both boxing at the same time. Oh, now this is crucial. Who's going on what tyres?
Just beat it now.
It's hard tyres for Perez. And for Sainz. Oh, I did not expect that at all. Okay, we could have this in the bag then. We've still got Max to deal with. Max is on hard tyres now, so he will be probably putting on softs at the end. Although his tyres are looking pretty ropey. If he can't go long enough, he might have to go... Actually, I'm going to get myself past Max now because he's probably holding us up. Max might have to go mediums.
Can use overtake.
Pit window for Norris opens up next lap. And for Ocon as well. I'm going to get the move done here. And I'm going to give him just squirts of extra tyre pace just to try and break away from Max in this lap. there's a really interesting battle shaping up here in 5th. It's Sainz and Leclerc and Perez all together. And I think all of them are boxed. Yeah. Oh no, Sainz is yet to box again. So it's Leclerc and Perez, and they are being held up by Sainz. Oh, that's even better. That's even better. And we haven't broken away from Max. Strolls into the box. What tyres is he going for? And Max is in as well.
In front has pitted.
Max is going mediums, so we will have a pace advantage in terms of tyres. It's mediums for Stroll as well, who is going to be out in front of Verstappen. Excellent stuff. Sainz is stubbornly hanging on, or trying to. Leclerc gets past him. And is he going to hold up Perez? This could be Sainz boxing on this lap.
Push now.
So increase pushing status.
Alright.
We don't have to be quite as cautious with our tyres now that we know what everyone else is going to be on. Sainz boxes. Gets out of Perez's way. And goes on to mediums. So he'll have more pace than the hard tyre runners in front of him. And you see Ocon's confidence is absolutely brimming at the moment.
Get to push.
Confirm.
Sainz comes out behind Porsche. A couple of cars in front that are going to dive out in the way of him. Magnussen, Giovinazzi and Joe still yet to box. Russell's probably going to box soon as well for a set of softs. Leaders are lapping much faster than us right now. Sorry, there's a chasing pack lapping faster than us. Going to box Ocon this lap. Norris on the next lap.
I suggest we box this lap.
The one in.
Let's see if we can figure out where we're going to come out. Norris is going to come out probably around Perez. Maybe just in front, more likely just behind. Ocon is going to come out hopefully just in front of Max. That's why we're boxing him first, because we've got a chance of actually getting out in front of Verstappen, and I want to take that. The longer we stay out, the less likely that is to happen. Plus his tyres are in worse shape as well.
Let the tyres come back to you.
The one in.
Understood.
And box now, box. It confirm.
Okay, box this lap.
2.3 is not great.
Could be close at exit.
It could be very close at exit. I think Max is going to get us. Yeah, he is. Not by much, though. Can only be a couple of seconds ahead. We can easily hunt that gap back down again. Not even that. It's less than 2 seconds. It's only just over 1.
Just be careful with this tyre.
And we need to look after these tyres.
Yep, all good.
So, what about Norris?
Understood?
We're going to come out somewhere between Perez and Stroll, I think. .2 again, not the greatest stop.
And what's a wide line on exit?
And yeah, we're comfortably ahead of Stroll. There is us disappearing into turn 1. So we have got plenty of opportunity to win this race with Norris and maybe even get Ocon onto the podium as well here.
So charge button off.
Cool.
Flying lap attempts coming up.
And overtake is available.
We'll do the same with Norris on his next lap. Stroll is pushing a 1:14.6. Okay, we've got a target time to work against. Not purple in first, but we didn't have DRS, so that's probably not that surprising. Well, I'm expecting purple in the middle and final sectors here.
So deployed.
Confirm.
Full push.
Here we go, purple middle.
Confirm.
We went out of battery. Should still be a purple middle, purple final sector though, and we've got the DRS. We could fly past Max here. 1:14.6 to beat. It's a 1:13.2. We obliterated that lap.
And recharge on. No need to push the tyres. And recharge on now is okay, please.
Stroll is trying to come with us again. No DRS in the first sector here. What did Stroll do on his last lap with the slipstream? A 1:14.4. Probably going to have to ease off on this lap. And there we go. He's out of DRS range, I think. Yeah, out of DRS. Norris now fastest in the middle sector. And no fastest lap for Lando. 1:13.2. It was close.
Recharge on.
Do we need to save tires in high speed?
Okay. Yeah, confirm.
And we need lift and coast?
Confirm.
Time to push on these tyres.
And we've caught the front two. So let's get charging.
Yeah, confirm.
Meanwhile, we have dropped off the back of Verstappen. I think he's trying to push. 14.5 on his last lap. That is a quick lap for him. 14.9. He's slowing back down again, but we were out of range. Let's see if we can catch him on this lap. Give Ocon a bit more fuel. So, who's yet to stop? Russell. Russell's going to be the next driver to box. Probably at the end of this lap. He's back up behind his teammate again. He's still got that damage to his front wing. Are Mercedes out of front wings, or have they just decided to live with the damage? Porsche got damage to his front right end plate as well. Let's have a look at Porsche's car. No, his front wing looks intact. A little bit of damage on the left front wing end plate for Russell.
And save fuel from now, please. Save fuel from now.
Energy is
Right, Russell is going for another lap. And we are going to go for another flying lap in a second. This time with the DRS on the opening sector. And let's see if we can take both of them.
DRS?
Yeah, confirm.
And we're not going to get either like this. Right, we're not going to get through cleanly, so
Front tires.
Confirm.
we'll sit here in second place. Ocon's back in touch with Max. I do want to get past Max ASAP. But we do need a little bit more battery to do that.
And recharge on is okay, please.
I think chat has probably stopped working altogether because I haven't seen any messages for a while now. Oh, Norris is through. Gave up the DRS to do it though. It's okay.
race is long.
Race is long. We've still got plenty of time left in this race. As such, I'm going to start protecting Ocon's tyres.
We want to manage our tyre budget.
Nah, Anthony's still here.
Press, overtake.
Copy.
Once again, we're getting through before the end of the lap.
Copy.
Isn't the best place to do it. Let's just try and break away from them now.
No lift off needed. You are doing a good job.
So recharge on.
Copy.
Bring those temperatures right down if we can. Soft tyres do overheat very quickly. Just got to be careful I don't lose track position.
Let's have recharge on then, please.
Copy.
Lose a lot of pace in the corners on the lower settings. And now we'll have another go at getting past.
Overtake is available.
Yeah, copy.
And we're clear. Excellent stuff.
And we need to look after these tires. And we need some lift and code.
And recharge on, recharge on.
Copy on.
Save as much fuel.
Okay.
And we'll stay tucked up for another lap. And Norris is off. 2 seconds clear now, and I think it's highly unlikely that either of the front two are going to catch him unless he makes a mistake. So looks like we have the race win in the bag. We can keep protecting those tyres as well. Oh, Ocon actually makes a move, so let's go with it.
Can use overtake.
Copy that.
Oh, actually, he hasn't got the move done
Stay
yet.
close. Recharge on.
Please tell me we got the DRS. No, we didn't. Damn it.
Just be
Norris
careful this
first
time.
and fifth for Ricardo. Good job.
Let's get back in the rhythm now.
I said good job. Ocon apparently thought it was shit, but I can't account for my driver's tastes. So we are closing in on the back of Stroll. So if I'm going to get this leapfrog done, this needs to be the lap I'm going to do it, really. Someone's in the box. It's Russell. I heard the pits going in the background, and it is brand new soft tyres for George, who might get lapped here if he's not careful. Nah, he should be okay. He should have enough pace. Right, we need to get this move done here. Excellent. So we are through And we are in the DRS of Stroll, and now we've got the ability to try and put a car between us and Max. And then it's 5.5 seconds to the podium. Might be just a little bit beyond Ocon, given what's left on his tyres, but you never know. We have got Ocon back into maximum confidence, which helps immensely. And let's see if we can push on past Stroll here on the main straight. Not quite close enough. Alright, I want to see, did George change his front wing? No, he did not. He still has that little bit of damage on his front left wing end plate.
Overtake is available.
Please do not get DRS off the back of that Haas. He didn't. Okay, we've got a chance. We're still too far off. We're just not quick enough through that final corner. It's that medium speed corner on the penultimate corner that really does us in. We're just gonna have to try and do it before we get there. See if we can get him done here. We lost a bit of time to the Haas, but Max has lost a bit of time. We might be able to drop Max here. We have. Running out of laps if we want to try and make a push for the podium. Running out of tyres as well. Have to go for it. Like, properly go for it. We've got a yellow flag. Is that someone just pulling out the way? Or someone running wide? There's Joe running wide.
Let's take a closer look. Right, let's have a look now. Around turn 3. Oh no! Wide they go! But all being well and fingers crossed, no lasting damage to the car.
Big lift.
Right, we've completed the move. We are through. 4.8 seconds to Leclerc and Perez. I don't know if we've got 5 seconds worth of pace left in this set of tyres. That isn't necessarily the end of the world, us getting overtaken, as long as we can get the DRS and then use it again.
Doesn't matter, doesn't matter.
I think we might have... I don't know. Yes, we got it. Excellent. So now we get the chance to use DRS to hunt down the front runners. And that keeps Ocon fully maxed out on confidence. The gap is 5 seconds. I don't think we've got enough left. Just got to go for it and see how much we can close the gap down. Need them to scrap with each other to slow them down. That's it for battery.
And recharge on now is okay, please.
Yeah, we're not closing.
3 laps to go.
We just don't have the pace left in the car, unfortunately, to catch the front two. Let's rebuild the battery so that we can make sure we can at least stay ahead of Stroll on the last lap and hold off Max, who is sniffing around again. They are closing on Norris, actually. I'm going to just up Norris's pace slightly and get him to burn his battery. Don't want to risk them catching him.
So deployed.
Yeah.
Two laps to go.
Leclerc is closing. Yes, Baron. That's why I've upped Norris's tyre pace and deployed his battery. Can we hold on from Max? Can we push past past Stroll and get fourth back? That is the best we can do with Ocon, unless the front two, well, say the chasing two of Leclerc and Perez, do something stupid to each other and open up podium spots for us, because we don't have the pace to catch them. They're pulling away from us. And our tyres are barely hanging on.
If you can, push.
Copy.
Oh, I knew something was going to happen as soon as I saw him switch to the inside. God damn it.
That's it, guys. I got hit.
Are you okay? Are you okay?
We've got a yellow flag here. So here we go.
As soon as I saw him dive to the inside, I thought, oh, this is not going to end well.
How tight it is. And there, the cars make contact. A bitter blow, too, for more than one driver from the pack.
I think it's only the front.
It's just front wing damage, but Stroll's right behind us.
And just a reminder on your eyes.
He's got less damage than we do. Our tyres are gone. Got no fuel left. I've got some battery.
A little bit of Lyco.
Stroll got a penalty, so
Overtake is available.
he's the one at fault, which I thought he was, looking at it. So we are going to settle for fifth.
No need to push the tyres.
P1.
Proud of you all. Well done.
Norris
Lando
gets the
Norris
win.
wins it. He's first over the line. And Lando Norris finishes at the head of the pack.
What an amazing finish to a thrilling race. It's a real testament to their skill and the team's engineering.
We want to manage our tyre budget. That is the checkered flag, so we are box to slap. Great job, mate. Great job. That's P5. P5, get it.
Mega. Copy. Yeah, great job, guys. Great teamwork this weekend. Good point.
Great job, mate. Great job.
A little bit of disappointment at the end there for Ocon. Stroll being Stroll and trying to take us out there. He finishes right behind us on track, but he will have 5 seconds added to his race time, so comfortable in 5th in the end. But it did allow Max to swoop on through and take 4th from us, but a redemption for Norris after racing really well and then putting his car in the barrier. And it didn't look that heavy a hit at Monaco, but it was enough to cripple the car and take him out completely. He comes back in fine form tonight with the win.
What a remarkable drive by Lando Norris today.
What a brilliant race that was for the team. They just did everything right, the driver included, of course.
Pure elation there as the driver regroups with a team that works so hard to see this moment. Lando Norris certainly loves a podium. Heading up there now to celebrate again.
4 superb wins to their name now this year, and it's been a pleasure watching them drive.
And by the looks of things here in Barcelona, the party's only just beginning. Now, Karoon, with that result in mind, what would they be feeling like down at McLaren?
They'll be absolutely delighted to have picked up the win here. What a great outcome that is for the team.
And with that, our time in Barcelona is done.
For the next round.
Well, there we go. Confirmation of the final result. A win for Lando Norris. His 4th win of the season. He's got a 50% win rate this season. 4 wins from 8 races. It's pretty damn impressive. Charles Leclerc gains 2 places to finish in 2nd. Checo, coming from off the back of his win at Monaco, gets 3rd and his 2nd podium in a row. Max drops off the podium entirely, which is great for us for the championship. Helps close back the points that we lost, and I think we might actually just sneak back in front of him now. Ocon gaining a place from his starting position and get the fastest lap as well, so he gains 11 more points. That's good for him. Stroll up 3 places, Sainz up 3 places. Disappointing for Albon, Schumacher and Bottas, although they do score points. Magnussen up a place, Porsche, Gasly both up 2 places. Tsunoda with 3 places gained, but he did have that big lock-up which hurt him. Bad race for Russell. That contact with his teammate gave him a penalty and also damaged his wing, which meant he had no way of recovering. And Nick de Vries, well, disastrous afternoon for him, as he had 3 big lockups. Let's have a look at the Drivers' Championship. Lando does, in fact, retake the lead of the championship by 3 points from Max. And that is mission complete for his weekend. You know, getting back to the top of the table. Charles Leclerc in 3rd does close the gap slightly to his teammate, but is still 39 off. Sainz and Perez 4th and 5th. They are just 5 points apart now, and Ocon close to those as well, just 4 points off the back of Perez. No points for Gasly after a poor qualifying from him. No points for Russell. So they're still tied on 58 points, and Alex Albon is now ahead of Yuki Tsunoda. Yuki not having a great weekend this weekend either. Good points for Stroll. Porsche really does need to buckle down and start improving this season. Only 8 points for him. And then a little bit further down, Bottas and Schumacher both getting some more points. Nick de Vries has a point. It's just Doohan, Ricciardo and Zhou that do not have points so far this season. Into the Constructors' Championship. Red Bull still lead from us. We closed the gap by 6. That gap is now down to 28 points. Ferrari with a decent haul of points in 3rd. Alpine in 4th, only 4 points, but it all counts. Williams only get 2 points, and they're now under pressure again from Aston Martin, who scored 8, and they're just 2 behind them now. Haas in 8th place, Alfa Romeo closing them down with another point thanks to Bottas, and AlphaTauri still the last team to score. Or the only team not to score, as I should say. Let's have a look at the Pit Stop Championship. And Leclerc had the quickest stop at 1.9, but we were right up there with both of our drivers. 2.0 stops, faster than Red Bull, faster than both the Mercedes, then Perez, Magnussen, Gasly and Tsunoda. So let's see what that does to the standings. Red Bull still outscore us, but we pull away from Mercedes again. 30 points to gap to them now. We are 45 points behind Red Bull. No, 55 points behind Red Bull. So yeah, bit of a gap to them so far. Aston Martin and Alpine getting a few more points, as did Ferrari, but no changes in position. And Williams just a single solitary point for them. Let's have a look at our driver reports. 13 overtakes, 12 failed for Ocon, 16 successful defences and 8 failed for him. He has been putting in a good shift today, just unlucky at the end there. Norris, 8 successful overtakes, 9 failed, 7 successful defences, 5 failed, and had everything pretty much in control in that Grand Prix. Didn't have to push that hard at times, could just sit back and protect the tyres, protect the car, and managed his race very, very well. So we pay out the sponsor bonuses to our drivers, and in terms of sponsors themselves, we get 4 million from them. Nothing failed, but not big gains. You know, we were very, very conservative going off in terms of our quality targets, going off the back of Monaco, where we just could not get, great pace into Norris's car and couldn't even get him out of Q1. But for whatever reason, that seems to have just been a weird anomaly. We are back to good pace again today, and we could have gone a bit more aggressive with those quality targets. But 3.8 million, that's not a bad little total. And we have that spare rear wing, which is good because I'm pretty sure it's failed on Norris's car. Yeah, there we go. So that is immediately going to go straight onto the car. That leaves us with 2 spare of the current spec. We also need to replace the underfloor. There we go. And we've got some missing parts. It's a front wing, thanks to the collision. So we'll swap that out as well. Right, so what do we have in terms of spares? We've got 1 spare chassis, 1 spare front wing, no spare underfloors, and 1 spare suspension. Okay, we are building another suspension, so that's that taken care of. We're taking care of another chassis. We do need another underfloor, but we are getting a new design ready in 8 days, so we'll hang on to that. 13 days to a front wing. When is the next Grand Prix? It's 11 days, so we're not going to get those before Montreal, so we better make an extra front wing just to be safe. There we go. So we'll have 2 spare front wings going into Montreal. Let's check our inbox. So we know about car inspection because we've just done that. Let's take a look. Kush Maini, Roman Staniak and Victor Martins are your podium for the F2 race. And Sophia Flörsch gets herself onto the podium in the F3 race. I think that's her first podium. The board had an excellent time. I still don't actually see any boosts anywhere on our payouts, so I don't think that that's working properly. Just guessing. Rear wing is done. We know about that. We've got 11 days until Canada. So that is where we're going to end the stream tonight. Don't forget, you have one more day to cast your vote, if you haven't already, for the decision as to whether or not we continue on with McLaren, or whether we do a hard reset and go into a hardcore series starting on Monday. Tomorrow's race will be the last of this week, and potentially the last of this series, depending on how that vote goes. If the vote does go for a restart, there'll be another poll over the weekend to determine which team we start with, and it'll either be McLaren or Alpha Tauri or Alfa Romeo, because they are 8th, 9th and 10th on the grid respectively. So you do have your opportunity to get involved in that. Let's take a quick look at the poll. Currently, with 69 votes in total, it is start with a hardcore on 62%, stay with McLaren on 38%, but a few more votes either way could significantly change that. You never know. We have had votes go into triple digits in the past. So, yeah, we shall see what happens. At the moment, it is looking like we're going to start with hardcore. So, for those of you who have voted for hardcore, start thinking which of those three teams you would like me to do the series with. As I say, there'll be a vote going up over the weekend if that becomes the outcome. And you will have your chance to say which of those three teams we start with. And with the difficulty options kicked in from the very beginning, we will not have any inbuilt success of extremely high rated drivers, or a car inheriting a car with a lot of potential, or facilities that are fully built up or anything like that. We will have to start right at the bottom again, and it will be much harder to move forward with harder difficulty settings for both racing and also for car development. So yeah, I mean, we're using those settings on this current series now, but obviously we've inherited a car that was pretty good. We've got one of the best drivers in the game in Norris at the moment, and our facilities are pretty strong as well. So, and we've got a really nice strong staff lineup as well, which again is something we won't have with the hardcore. So yeah, we can continue like this, playing with the harder settings, or we can start over. You have one day left to make that decision for me. So until then, that's it from me. Thanks for watching. I am Jim Bob, and I'll be back with some more F1 Manager very soon.